Hey guys, it's me, Meteor, and welcome back to another edition of What is Kirby Canon? This time, we're talking about Dark Matter. Dark Matter is definitely one of the more mysterious villains in the Kirby series. In fact, their leader, Zero, actually has zero backstory himself. Dark Matter never talked, they never exchanged conversation. Basically, they're just an ominous presence, just looking to devour someone. The only real backstory Dark Matter has at all is actually from the Dreamland 2 instruction booklet in Japan, which actually states that Dark Matter actually grew envious of Dreamland's peaceful, happy lifestyle, and, well, wanted to end it, basically. But whether it was referring to Dark Matter's swordsman or Dark Matter as a separate entity entirely is entirely up to interpretation and by no means confirmed. That being said, what could Kirby Canon even mean for Dark Matter? Does Dark Matter even have a Kirby Canon? Well, maybe not in its backstory. We can't look at each character individually. Before we do that, however, let's take a look at what Dark Matter has the capability of doing. Dark Matter actually has the power to possess beings into doing their will. Whether it's for deception or just straight out destruction, Dark Matter has power beyond anything else we've even seen in any of the Kirby games. This power alone has led to many Kirby theories, from this character being controlled by Dark Matter, this thing being Dark Matter, this thing being Dark Matter. Everything is Dark Matter! But when you look into it, no real characters have been confirmed to even be a part of Dark Matter ever outside of the original trilogy. Granted, there are a couple of characters who are all but confirmed to be Dark Matter, but we'll get into that a little bit later. In the meantime, let's take a look at the cast of Dark Matter. We have Dark Matter Swordsman, who could either be a scout for the bigger presence that was ahead, the bigger presence himself before he reformed into Zero. It's really unknown. We don't know anything! We also have Gooey, who is Kirby's friend, and according to Dreamland 3's instruction booklet, is actually made from the same stuff as Dark Matter, meaning he could just be a part of Dark Matter who decided not to be evil. Somehow. There's also Miracle Matter, who has all the abilities Kirby has in Kirby 64, and is an icosahedron. Aside from that, we really don't know anything else. Anything. And of course, we have the leader of all of Dark Matter, Zero himself. Zero is the core, the brains behind the whole operation, the whole Dark Matter army leader, and well, aside from that, we know nothing else. Like everything else about Dark Matter. Zero 2, however, is a whole nother ballgame here. Now, I've heard some theories think that Zero 2 is actually Gooey transformed into Zero 2, because Gooey did not make an appearance in Kirby 64 after Dreamland 3, and the face you see before you fight Zero 2 actually looks a lot like Gooey. But that theory does not hold water for one very good reason. I'm of course referring to Zero 2's Band-Aid. Had this been Gooey and not Zero himself, there would be no need for a Band-Aid on its forehead. No, the only reason why this Band-Aid exists is because Zero's eye gouged out of its socket in Dreamland 3. So that's the only reason he has that Band-Aid. Underneath that Band-Aid is probably a really gross looking mess. There's also the fact of the matter he has a halo and wings, signifying he's been resurrected again, so there's that. What's really interesting about Dark Matter, though, is that even though it's essentially just a dark presence with no real emotion or anything else behind it, Dark Matter is still very, very smart. Dark Matter knew that the only weapon that could possibly defeat it in Kirby 64 was the Crystal Shard, and it destroyed it. People give Kirby a lot of flack for actually being too trusting and too willing to help people, because let's face it, twice he tried to help people, and both times he was actually tricked and blindsided into actually helping the villain all along. But either way, if you think about it, imagine if Kirby decided with Ribbon, you know what, I'm not going to help you, I've been tricked before, I'm just going to go about my merry way, have fun fixing that yourself. Zero would essentially be unstoppable. There would be no weapon that would be able to defeat him. He would be literally invincible unless he helped Ribbon with this very, very cause. In fact, even in Dreamland 3, the first game that Zero himself actually appeared in, the whole weapon that Kirby used to defeat Zero with was the Love Stick, which was basically an actual device that was made by helping people. Yes, so basically we could say Zero's only weakness is happiness and rainbows. Now, I know I said earlier that the original trilogy is the only real time where dark matter appeared in a game. Well, that's only technically true, but not really. Let's first take a look at Dark Mind. Now, Dark Mind is presumed by many to be the Mirror World version of Zero. Alright, that makes sense. However, that still wouldn't make him Dark Matter the same way Rock Golem, the Mirror World version of Wispy Woods, isn't Wispy Woods. Dark Mind could still be Dark Mind and not be Dark Matter, because Dark Matter as we know it wouldn't exist in the Mirror World. Dark Crafter is another one that could be Dark Matter, but by no means confirmed. Dark Crafter, sounding a lot like Dark Matter for one, has the ability to possess people as well, as we have seen with Glacia. But not only that, when we defeat Dark Crafter, you can see its color slowly fading away and its black smoke showing, kind of like Dark Matter does. But once again, that's by no means confirmed. There is one Kirby villain, however, that is all but confirmed to be Dark Matter. This character is Dark Nebula, or Dark Zero in Japan. I'll talk more about Dark Nebula later in another episode later. However, Dark Nebula, according to the 20th anniversary Kirby Encyclopedia, which is exclusive to Japan, he is actually listed under the Dark Matter Invaders. I can't be sure what it says here because I can't read Japanese, but from what I've heard, it actually says something around the lines of its relation to Zero and Zero 2 is unknown. But the fact that it's actually listed under here, under Dark Matter Invaders, all pretty much confirms that it is a part of Dark Matter. So, all you people who wanted to see a 0-3, well, this very well be the closest we'll actually get canonically to one. This is the closest we'll get canonically to one. I could argue as to how a remnant of Dark Matter was stuck in a chest that DDD was holding, but I'll get into my rants about Squeak Squad a lot later than this. In the meantime, that's everything you need to know about Dark Matter, so next time we'll be talking about the Painters. See you guys next time.